after this last winter storm, starting to really feel like winter here. Now, the end of the week, though, probably not going to see as much snow. It's going to be a bit drier overall, but we have another snow potential as we get into the weekend, and even as we start to head into next week as well. And in the meantime, we're going to start seeing some cool air make its way on in, and it's really going to feel like winter once we start December, as we're going to see some pretty chilly temperatures. And as I mentioned, a few more snow chances into next week. Don't look like they're going to be too significant, but something we'll still want to keep an eye on. Let's talk about this last winter storm. We kind of through the last few days talking about the snow totals we've been getting, and we're pretty rounded up to what all we have seen. So we're looking at the Minnesota counties here, and in the parentheses is the towns they were recorded in. And you'll notice on the Minnesota side, not quite as much snow, but we still saw some places, and actually quite a few places, get above half a foot. Some places pushed close to a foot. The highest was St. Louis County there. So here in Duluth, we got up to 11 inches of snow around Bowles. I've rounded some of these numbers. And all across, even along the I-35 corridor, you see Carlton, Pine seeing around 10 inches. And along the North Shore, we're seeing a few inches as well. So it was a decent snowfall, even in the two Minnesota, where a lot of the snow didn't really fall. Now, Northwest Wisconsin and UP, that's a much different story. Now, this is where we're really starting to talk about feet of snow. So in Ashland, we got up to 12 inches, so a foot of snow in places, especially in Ashland, around Ashland, further inland. Once we start going, though, into like Ontonagon, Gogebic, Iron counties, there's that South Shore snow belt. This is where we've gone over 2 feet and even got close to 3 feet in some spots. And I'm probably not surprised there's some spots that did get up to 3 feet that weren't measured. It was pretty snowy there with that lake effect snow that we do see there quite a bit, especially in the first half of winter. Now, we look at the satellite and radar now. You'll notice that we're still seeing a bit of that snow shower. Now, this is pretty light. It's those flurries you're going to be seeing this morning. And you can probably see them further away. It is making a bit of that bubble shape, so it's showing just those showers around the Twin Ports area, but that's just because there's the radar side is. Remember, even on the low scan of the radar, it is still a light elevation, about a half a degree. Not much, but it's enough for once you're pretty far away, it is getting above the snow overall. So especially because a lot of these snow showers are pretty low to the surface. So we're all seeing a little bit flurry action, and that can continue through the day as those clouds want to stick around. So they're just going to continue to see more of that grayness. Now, kind of like yesterday, we were able to get a bit of that sunshine. It will be the case for today. We do have the high pressure system moving through, especially around Lake Superior. Probably going to continue seeing a little bit of sunshine here and there, but the clouds will want to stick around. Part of that reason is to our south. We're going to have another winter storm rolling all through, mainly going to impact southern Minnesota, going into places like Iowa and Illinois, but we can see a bit of snow action here, mainly for the southern half of the Northland as we start to get into early Saturday. As we get later into Saturday overnight, this is where that system is going to start pushing northeast. That's going to bring a bit more substantial snow for Northwest Wisconsin and the UP. But again, the snow totals aren't going to be great, and there's still a bit of disagreements along the models. You can see here that models are showing somewhere between 2 inches up to 8-9 inches, so a bit of variance there. But what we can expect is the further west you are, the less you're going to likely see. Northern Minnesota, probably not going to see too much. Once you do get into Northwest Wisconsin, this is where we probably can see a few inches of snow. And then once you get into that South Shore snow belt, this is where we're probably talking multiple inches, even up to half a foot. Not going to be extremely disruptive, but something we want to keep an eye on, especially the further east you are. Now, temperatures are going to be staying pretty cool during this time. Highs in the 20s for today's. Lows, much like we're seeing this morning, kind of teens, single digits. And then we're going to see a kind of rinse and repeat as we go into our Saturday. So kind of like we've been seeing the last couple of days, temperatures kind of hanging around the mid to low 20s for many of us. The good news is the winds are going to calm down. It's going to make it feel not quite as chilly, and we're going to be seeing those calmer conditions into Saturday thanks to the high pressure system. But look at this. As we get into Sunday, thanks to that storm system to our south, we're going to start pulling down more cold air out of the north. And it's going to be pretty blustery on Sunday. Some gusts get up to 30 miles per hour. And by the time we get to Monday, highs are going to be in the teens on Monday morning. We're looking at those low temperatures being around 0 degrees and not getting sub-zero. So it is going to feel quite chilly outside to really kick off what is meteorological winter, the first day of December. And the colder temperatures are going to want to stick around too. Highs in the teens, low 20s want to hang around through next week. So we're just going to be staying on the cool side of early winter going forward. And you're looking at our 7-day forecast. When it comes to more snow chances beyond this weekend, not going to be too great, but we do looks like we have a chance coming up on Wednesday, and then maybe a couple others heading later in the week into the following weekend.